Every 6ixbuzz post is just the most deranged thing you've ever seen, with the caption being, thoughts?
These Indians. Deportation button? Send them back. Indians. Trudeau.
6ixbuzz. Whether you know it from spreading hate or promoting anti-vax conspiracy theories, it's become a staple of right-wing Canadian media. They're lame as hell, but their impact on the Toronto news landscape is unmatched. What started out as a self-proclaimed platform to give a voice to the voiceless has turned into a cesspool of hate, racism, and alt-right conspiracy theories. This is the timeline of 6ixbuzz. I'm going to take you back to a simpler time. September 2017. Passion Fruit by Drake was blowing up on the radio. Ontario still has rent control because a clown was not voted into office. Two George Brown students by the names of Sarman Escolian and Abraham Tekabo start 6ixbuzz as an Instagram account. A ripple effect starts. Winter has finally come to Ontario. Originally, the account was started as a way to promote Toronto hip-hop culture. Both of the students had worked as producers for various local hip-hop acts. The concept behind 6ixbuzz was world star hip-hop, but for the greater Toronto area. Targeting high schoolers and young adults, they featured pranks, news, and local artists. A lot of this I got from other reporting, various different sources. I'm going to be putting all of the sources into the links of this video and just making sure that everyone gets credited for the hard work they did reporting, because 6ixbuzz deletes a lot. In early 2018, one of the first posts that got 6ixbuzz mainstream press coverages was a video of a man riding on the back of a subway car.
On the back of a train! Whoa!
This is obviously a very dangerous thing to do, and it's extremely annoying because if he had died, we'd all be late for work.
Come on, man.
Here you can see a huge aspect of the 6ixbuzz empire, which is his videos of people being stupid and dangerous, just menaces to society.
I'm the best thing in Toronto.
Around this time, the account was bustling and they had about 60,000 followers. Then, in a huge boon to their popularity, local pervert Aubrey Graham followed and commented on one of their posts. By April of that year, they were at 200,000 followers. In December of 2018, 6ixbuzz posted this video.
They bought 6ixbuzz, 6ixbuzz, 6ixbuzz. Where is it? Oh my god!
As you can clearly hear, they're yelling 6ixbuzz in the background with the intent of going viral on the platform. And only 2 months later, Marcella Zoya, now known as Chair Girl, repeated the stunt. This enraged the local public of Toronto in 2019, and she became somewhat of a local celebrity. She even got scouted for a Drake music video. This was later recanted. Although why would they cast her if they didn't know she was Chair Girl in the first place? Seems fishy to me. In the Before They're Famous video, 6ixbuzz is mentioned to have been the first outlet to report on this Chair Girl incident.
Before 6ixbuzz TV would be the first to report on Toronto Chair Girl, leading to an investigation by the Toronto Police.
Now, this is just conjecture, but it makes me think that she recorded the video with the intent of going viral on 6ixbuzz, especially since the original perpetrator of chairs being thrown onto highways so clearly shouted them out.
6ixbuzz, 6ixbuzz.
I mean, obviously 6ixbuzz did not tell these people to do these crazy stunts, but they tacitly endorsed this kind of behavior by posting it on their page. Getting clout from 6ixbuzz was a genuine marketing strategy for wannabe influencers at that time, and 6ixbuzz was more than happy to farm engagement from the outrage. Now that we've covered Chair Girl, let's get into some other characters that are promoted by 6ixbuzz around this time period. Number 1, Chromaz. Chromaz is Toronto's self-described first lady. I'm not sure where she got that title when it clearly belongs to Catherine O'Hara. Chromaz is highly associated with 6ixbuzz. They're largely responsible for her clout.
Would you say that 6ixbuzz played a big part in that?
Of course, that's my fucking dog. Like, shout out 6ixbuzz. So 6ixbuzz, he's seen something in me. He's like, yeah, this girl's like, she's hot, she's entertaining. He posted me and went fucking viral, and then after that, it didn't stop.
She's allegedly a rapper, and she even got shouted out in a song by Drake. She's not a girl's girl because she does not look up to female rappers.
I didn't look up to no female rappers. Like, I didn't have them on my phone like how I have Biggie, Big L, Immortal Technique.
Okay.
All these people, you know, I would play them. I wouldn't want to play the girl tracks. I didn't think it was like hard, you know.
And yet she expects female rappers from Toronto to give her credit. She says the N-word in her songs, and this is how she responds to people calling her out. She also created a one-sided beef with Megan Thee Stallion.
Jealous bitch, Marcus the Stallion, I got the sauce, I ain't Italian.
And there's no way Megan knows who this person is. First of all, calling a black woman a man is extremely anti-black. She really thought she ate with this defense of Tory Lanez.
How you dissing Tory?
Big pick-me vibes. So anyways, we have 6ixbuzz to blame for this.
Finding Dory.
Little 6ixbuzz.
To be honest, I definitely think she just gets her clout from rage bait. Anyways, while Chromaz has made money and something of a career off of 6ixbuzz fame, other people were not so lucky. Alexis Matos, otherwise known as Debbie Gang, became famous from 6ixbuzz posting her.
Debbie Gang gonna die. Are you guys stupid? I'm out here looking for him, man.
Most of the 6ixbuzz posts with Debbie have been deleted. A lot of this comes from secondary sources. The Know Your Meme page on Debbie reports her first popping up in 2018, as does this video by Talk to Tings.
You guys remember Debbie? She started to really get popular back in like 2018, 2019 during COVID. And her real name is Alexis Mato.
I think that's when she first appeared in the 6ixbuzz cinematic universe. Essentially, her act, which was described best by Talk to Tings here.
Debbie was, the way that she acted was that she was mocking or imitating like a black Toronto. Like she was trying to move like a old, like the way she would like just talk and move, you know, she was trying to imitate or go on like a Toronto black old man. That's what made her popular.
Where the fuck are you from, kid? Like, I'll make you my bitch right now. Like,
She herself had a very tumultuous home life. She was in foster care. She caught 6ixbuzz's attention and they started posting her all the time. She became something of a local celebrity. She even caught the attention of local theater kid Drake. And there's a video of her going to his mansion that was actually posted on 6ixbuzz. I couldn't find it. I think it's since been deleted. And Drake responded to it like this.
You don't pull up to my crib on game day talking about you're gonna sauce man and shit. Like, you cursed my whole jumper today. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't like all that energy, like negative energy, man. Keep that energy away from me, man. Stop pulling up to my crib.
Just know Debbie exists. We're gonna get back to her at a later point. Toronto Life published a feature on 6ixbuzz in 2021, but the article was originally commissioned in 2019. The author, Nicole Janowski, was the third person to actually write this. And the reason for that was the first two journalists commissioned to write the piece were threatened by Esgolian and Tekabo because the journalists wanted to disclose the founders' names and they didn't want that.
When he learned that Toronto Life intended to print his name, Esgolian harassed Toronto Life's reporter with dozens of messages and threats. The reporter abandoned the piece, and Toronto Life assigned somebody else. And once again, that reporter bailed as well. Despite the fact that their names were associated with 6ixbuzz's parent companies, and despite the fact that they were constantly publishing the names and pictures of other people, Esgolian and Tekabo wished to remain anonymous.
Around this time, conservative Premier Doug Ford, this was when he was newly elected, pops up and starts pandering to the youth on the 6ixbuzz page. In an iPolitics article from 2019, Ahmed Massoudi, Ford's deputy chief of staff, said the Premier's comments on the popular page follow the same communication strategy in place since the campaign election. He used 6ixbuzz to talk to his constituents, especially the youth of color in Toronto. It's interesting that they never called him out for removing rent control, which is something that would disproportionately target youth of color in a big city like Toronto. Thoughts? Doug Ford got rid of rent control? Thoughts? Like, why didn't they do that? 6ixbuzz and Doug Ford have a very symbiotic relationship. They co-sign each other. This is the first brush that 6ixbuzz has with conservative politics. It won't be the last. Additionally, 6ixbuzz gets featured on Before They Were Famous in this year. 2019 is sort of the peak of their cultural relevance and fame. They've gotten all the big Toronto co-signs. Drake follows them, buzz from mainstream media, and even the Premier of Ontario is in the mix. What could go wrong? In early 2020, they posted this. The post was deleted, but this blog TO article written at the time states that Wuhan Noodles owner told the Toronto Star that his business has lost 2/3 of its customers amid the panic that the virus is causing, and partially attributed this to the 6ixbuzz backlash. If you looked at the comments of the post, there was also a lot of derogatory and racist, unmoderated comments about it. So they also posted this, and of course they got backlash for it, but backlash feeds the algorithms. What you're gonna do? Beyond promoting racist thinking to their followers, they also went back to their roots of inspiring people to do stupid shit. In February of 2020, a man named James Potok was on a flight to Montego Bay from Toronto. He stood up, called for attention, coughed, and he said,
"This was in the back of the plane, but I stood up, I asked, can I get your attention? I'm filming at this time. So I stood up, I said, I just returned from a flight from Hunan province. I might have said, this is the capital for coronavirus. And then I said, I don't feel too well.
This caused the flight to turn back, inconveniencing hundreds of people.
They didn't seem too happy about it.
When asked for his motives, he said,
it was really just to create a viral video to get something that, in my opinion, would have gone onto 6ixbuzz.
In December of 2020, 6ixbuzz tries to launch an app/media company/website, which would eventually be released in January 2021. And despite the funding they get, which they use to create billboards at Yonge Dundas Square, which I know from working in advertising costs like tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, they don't pay their employees. Because the contract stipulated that they pay for published articles, what they would do is they would get people to write things and then delete them very quickly so that the articles weren't published, so they didn't actually have to pay the authors for content. And in December of 2020, they missed a pay date and the employees mutinied, so a lot of them walked off the job. According to one employee, Sarman Asgolian started lobbying insults at them, calling them money hungry and lazy sacks of shit. I mean, allegedly the content farm was an absolute sweatshop. Asgolian was extremely ruthless, and employees would be working 12 to 15-hour days without weekends off. And because it was a writing job, new journalism grads, students wanting to get the experience would just come on board. So they had an endless supply of people willing to create content for the site. So in January of 2021, they launched their app and their website/media company. Criticism of 6ixbuzz was at an all-time high at this point, and much of the reporting that I reference in this video actually comes from this year. The website is now defunct. That's foreshadowing what would happen to it. Do you remember Debbie Gang, who I mentioned earlier?
If you're not from the hood, don't talk to me.
Unfortunately, in 2021, she passed away from a fentanyl overdose. Canada Land did a great job of covering this story and 6ixbuzz's role in her death. Since this happened, 6ixbuzz has deleted every post with Debbie, and multiple people on social media have called them out for causing her death because of the bullying that was levied at her.
Because everybody was saying, are you fucking insane, 6ixbuzz? Bro, where were you when Debbie was sleeping on sidewalk and people are dumping buckets of water on her? Where were you when Debbie's walking in alley and Mandama fuck Debbie up in a bill? They mash up Debbie's face one time, I swear. I don't even know where the picture was. Where were you guys to raise money for her those times to put her in a house and to try to get her out? You know what I mean?
The criticisms over their lack of moderation and clear political bias were at their loudest in 2021. There was even an article calling them out that was written in September of 2021 called BuzzFeed Becoming the Platform for Toronto's Right Wing, written by Kai Gamaj. They kept posting things to get right-wing people to engage with their content. They promoted Chris Sky, a famous anti-vaxxer in Canada, on multiple occasions. With all the controversies, the tide was turning on 6ixbuzz. They could no longer hide behind their grassroots image of being a voice for the voiceless when they're posting things like this. So going into 2022, the Freedom Convoy protests happened in Ottawa. Even though this wasn't Toronto-based, 6ixbuzz had to weigh in. Of course, they did their classic thing of their being neutral. Oh, people are protesting vaccine mandates. Thoughts? Additionally, in 2023, Canada's lawmakers passed Bill C-18, which theoretically is supposed to help Canadian news publishers, but in reality, it contributes to the spread of mass misinformation. Due to this, every news org in Canada is not on social media. You literally cannot see them. And the only one who's not, 6ixbuzz, because they're technically not considered news. Who would have thought? That year, the founder, Abraham Tekabo, also does his first interview with Billboard Canada. In the interview, he states, "We're going to become a digital media agency and digital media company, instead of before when we were just an Instagram blog." Since 2023, however, their website and app have been deleted, and they exist solely as a social media page now. Additionally, when the reporter asked him about the right-wing stuff, he had the most lukewarm dogshit answer. "When I was a kid growing up, my favorite politician was Jack Layton. I like everything about him. Other than that, I couldn't care less who was prime minister or who wasn't. Personally, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just posting. I don't want to give my opinion on who's right or wrong. Our comments bully Justin Trudeau, and we kind of enable them in a way. He has the hardest job in the world. It can't be easy, but you sign up for it at the end of the day. Like, dude, you cover your fucking face. You say you sign up for it, but how you didn't sign up for it when you started creating this horrible, toxic platform. You're not going to respond to allegations of racism or homophobia, all while keeping your face private, which is more than you do for the people you post who get bullied to death." Moving into the present day, they've actually become quite famous for hating on South Asians. They're still very right-wing. Here are some of their recent posts to give you an idea of what I mean. 6ixbuzz controversial content has moved to this Instagram account. What the fuck are you doing wishing famous racist Don Cherry a happy birthday? You are pandering to boomer white people by posting this. You are no longer pandering to the youth of Toronto, the black and brown youth. No, that is no longer your audience. Besides that, they're just a shell of their former selves. Articles from 2021 reference a follower count of 2 million, and it doesn't look like they've grown very much since then. All they can do is keep posting racist dog whistles and hoping to get that sweet, sweet engagement. In my opinion, I truly believe that neither of the founders are quote unquote actually right wing. They're more like classical conservatives in the sense that money just rules everything for them. They don't care about what kind of misinformation they spread, who gets hurt, what kind of policies they're promoting that ruin the quality of life in the city, as long as they get their bottom line. Whether that's not paying their employees, posting racist shit, they'll do whatever they can to get the most content and engagement. Like they're going through what every other media company before them went through, struggling to pay bills, turning into hate and misinformation for clicks. Is it working? I don't think so. Their engagement and views are falling, their reputation is in the dust, and their record label hasn't released anything in 4 years, so I don't think that's going well either. Also because the music they make is terrible. Let me know if you want a video about me reviewing the 6ixbuzz artists, because the music is actually trash. I didn't even cover it in this video. Let me know in the comments if that's something you'd be interested in.
Terms including fam in place of folks, ute in place of youth, waste ute in place of, I guess, juvenile delinquent, mans in place of men, and you get it. I will stop.